the Yawm al-Qiyamah is described in many ayat and ahadith, but it describes specific things of the Day of Judgment. It's difficult to form a comprehensive picture of what's going to happen first, then second, then third, then fourth. This is something that is a little bit difficult to piece together. Our scholars have attempted to do so. And very briefly, the Day of Judgment itself, the Qur'an says it's going to be 50,000 years of your reckoning. يَوْمًا كَانَ مِقْدَارُهُ خَمْسِينَ أَلْفَ سَنَةٍ مِمَّا تَعُدُّونَ 50,000 years of your reckoning. However, for the believers, this time will go by, like the Prophet ﷺ said, as the time between Asr and Maghrib. As the time, just Asr and Maghrib, how much time? This is going to go by like that. But for the disbelievers, for the non-Muslims, this is going to be a torture in and of itself. And on this day, on the Day of Judgment, there will be no water other than the water that is provided by the hawd, or the pool of every prophet. Every prophet will be given a pool of water. And the only people who get to drink from the pool are the believers in the Prophet. And the largest pool will be the pool of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he will personally be inviting. You have to get an invitation to drink. And he will be inviting his ummah. And the Sahaba said, how will you know your ummah? And we're going to be so many, and you haven't seen all of them. He said, I will recognize them from the effects of wudu. Their hands and their foreheads. إِنَّ أُمَّتِي يَأْتُونَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ غُرًّا مُحَجَّلِينَ مِنْ آثَارِ الْوُضُوءِ. Their hands and their foreheads and their limbs are going to be shining bright from the effects of wudu. So looking at humanity, anybody who's been doing wudu regularly, our Prophet will recognize him, and he will call him out to drink from the hawd. And once you drink from the hawd, the thirst of the Day of Judgment will be quenched. You're not going to feel thirsty on that day. There's also only one shade on the Day of Judgment, and that is the shade of the throne of Allah. And that is the shade of the throne of Allah. And that is why one of the du'as that we make, Allahumma adhillana tahta dhilli arshik. Oh Allah, shade us under the shelter of your shade when there is no shade other than your shade. That day is